Hey, what is up guys, it's TrappedGT, and Season 4 just dropped in Fortnite, and it is pretty amazing. But we're not going to let that stop us from going ahead and dropping another loot route. And so today, we are going to be showing the Pleasant Park loot route, all for you guys, alright? We put in the time and effort, and we figured it out. This one is nice, simple, and to the point, and so without further ado, let's get right into it. Pleasant Parks is typically a pretty big drop point, and a lot of people usually go there. But this time in particular, not a ton of people went there. It was mainly just me and Monkey, and we didn't bump into too many people, and so we had a lot of loot to ourselves. Now, it won't always be like this, but every once in a while, you'll get lucky. And so, what I like to do is I like to land on this house right here on the corner. It typically is just jam-packed full of loot, and it gives you what you need to be able to defend yourself after you leave this house and go on to the next. And for this loot route, you're going to want to check a lot of buildings, okay? You're not going to get everything you need all in one house. Like, I believe in this house, I don't even get an AR. And so that's something pretty essential in Fortnite. But as soon as you start going from house to house and start searching other houses, the loot you find is just gonna expand. So from here, you want to go ahead, cross this street, and start searching other buildings. I did not search this house right here because Monkeyin had looted it, and I do not search this house because Monkeyin is in it. And so naturally, I'm not going to go in there when he's already went through, picked it all. So I'm going to cross the street and go over to this house here on this corner because I know for a fact it hasn't been looted. So right now, what I need is an AR and some shield, and thankfully I found some shield right there, but I would like to get some minis before I go ahead and drink that. Now, if I remember correctly, my luck on this loot route wasn't too good and I didn't find great stuff, but typically when you run this loot route, you will find decent stuff, enough to get you out of Pleasant Parks, enough for you to clear Pleasant Parks and go on to win the game if you're good. Now, after you've gone ahead and looted this whole house, you need to make sure that you check for ammo boxes and chests in the roof. You never want to leave anything like that behind because you never know how much it may help you. And so after you're done looting all of that and making sure there's nothing left, you want to bust out of that house and head across the street just to check if there's a chest there. Typically it will be looted, but I realized that it wasn't. And so that's a really easy chest to go ahead and pick off. Also, sometimes there's one right over by the soccer field, and so you also want to be able to check that, but as I can see here, there isn't one. And so Monkeyin sadly stole that house again, and so I'm going to go ahead and move next door. Now, you're not going to get as much loot when you're playing duos and if you guys are running the same route, because you're just checking less houses. They're getting checked by your teammate. And so if you are playing solos, you're going to be getting a lot more loot than you would be if you're playing duos or even squads. So just be sure to keep that in mind when you are running this loot route or any other loot route of ours. And so sometimes there's some chests hiding down here like that one right there. And thankfully I got a chug jug, so that's going to help me get up to max shield. And the reason I didn't pop the big shield before is because I didn't want to pop it and then find some minis, and then I wouldn't be able to use those minis. And so I'm glad I found that chug jug because now I'm at max shield, and I left that big shield for Monkeyin, but I was being a turd and blocked him off from it. So typically anything after this house right here will be completely looted either by your teammates or by the enemy, because like I said, a lot of times you will not drop here without someone else dropping with you from another team. But like I said before, me and Monkeyin were the only people that dropped here, and so naturally you will want to go ahead and loot everything else. But again, as you can see, I still don't have an AR, and so I want to find one as quickly as possible because that is so crucial in any mid-range fight. And so thankfully Monkeyin around was the homie, and he dropped one for another, and so there's an extra, so I'm gonna go ahead, go up and grab that. Now, I cannot stress enough, you cannot leave any chests. They are so important to go ahead and grab because you never know what's in them. So this one, Monkeyin did not hear, but thankfully I heard before leaving the house. And so I decided to go up attempt to find it. And thankfully, when I searched it, it dropped me a blue burst rifle, which, again, ARs and burst rifles are crucial for mid-ranged fights. And so now I feel fairly prepared to take anyone on from close, mid, and long range with my burst AR, my 2 shotguns, and my sniper. Now, if any of these houses on this side of Pleasant Parks is not looted, I would suggest going ahead and looting them if you have time and if the circle permits. Now, thankfully, we had plenty of time and the circle was working in our favor, so we had time to go ahead and loot all of this, which was pretty good because it helped us get higher on ammo and go ahead and stock up on materials, which is very crucial. So after you go ahead and clear the modern building, you want to go right next door. Now this house, you should never forget that there is a basement and typically there is a chest down there. And so Monkeyin, I believe, goes ahead and checks that so I don't have to. And so as you can see now, we are doing pretty good on medical supplies and ammo. And the reason I took that slurp is I had 2 options. I could have either left it or I could have drank it. Now, the smarter thing to do is to drink it, because if you leave it, someone else can come and pick it up, and then that works in their advantage and against you. Also, if I get shot, like right now, then my health will automatically start regenerating because I took that slurp. And so I would suggest, if you're already max health and max shield, and your teammates are all max shield and max health, and you find a slurp and you don't have an extra slot to carry it, go ahead and drink it. And well guys, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to go ahead and hit that like button. It means the world to us. And if you're new, be sure to subscribe. And if you enjoy these loot route videos, be sure to hit that notification button because we have a lot more coming. We are doing one for every single town in Fortnite Battle Royale. And so be sure to hit that notification button so that you know every single time that we drop one. Also, one more thing. Troikality does have a brand new Twitter, @TroikalityYT. Be sure to check that out so that you get all the latest news about what's going on in the Troikality community. I hope you guys enjoyed.